Hello everyone on Instagram and hello to all of you on Facebook. Today is Monday, November 4th, and we are talking all about a common theme in my tutorials. And actually it's a subject that we just touched on last month, but we're gonna go a little more in depth today. So many of you are asking me, why do I still need to have a website? Why do I need to have an updated website if I am a local business? So a lot of you who I work with are small town, small business owners. So maybe you have a local convenience store. Maybe you have a boutique in a small town. Maybe you are a service provider or a tradesperson. You have to have a website. It's a non-negotiable these days, you guys. And if you did that website back in 2008, it needs to be updated. If you did that website back in 2016, it needs to be updated. So a website is something that is essential to your business. It is a non-negotiable in 2019, especially as we are preparing the calendar to turn to 2020. So this website is your portfolio of work, and it's something that your audience expects you to have. It's not that cute little thing that it used to be back in the earlier in this decade where it was like unique if you had a website, right? Today's business atmosphere expects you to have a website, even and especially if you are a local business. So if you guys want to get some like specific details, you can head over. There's a link in this in the notes here on this video on Facebook to take you to the blog that I wrote about this that has some details and like some of the tools and things that I cover. So you can always refer back to that at the end of this. But I'm gonna go through a few things in today's video to help you get convinced that a website is for you. So let's start with this. Why are websites important? First of all, you've heard me say this before, this is your owned space, right? So here on Facebook or here on Instagram, wherever you're watching me, or on Twitter or on YouTube, that is a platform that is built from someone else. A company, a whole host of people are running that platform. They are also the people who are making the decisions for how far this video goes. They are also the people making the decisions for if this platform is going to be available 5 or 10 years from now. But if you have a domain and you've invested in a website, you are in charge of that and you will always own it. It doesn't matter if Facebook crashes one day, your website will still be accessible to your followers. So that's one reason why it's important. Secondly, this is where you can guide your community. So here on Facebook or Instagram, I can drop links, I can do tutorials. On your website, you can keep them right there. You can guide them from your story to your services, to your pricing, to your online store, to your blog, to your contact. So it's one place for all of this interactive material for your audience. Third, a website allows you to demonstrate your expertise. So if you're somebody who's like, I don't want to show up on live videos with tutorials like Molly does, that's okay. Your website is your portfolio. So you can have a services page that tells all about what you do. You can have a blog where you detail some of your projects. You can have a page where you've got like all of your customer testimonials and case studies and all of that happy information that your customers love to share about you, right? So it allows you to show up as the expert and to demonstrate your whole portfolio of services. It tells the story of your business, how you got your start, how long you've been around, and it keeps it all in one place. Fourth, it allows you to make sales. If you want to find a second stream of income for your business, all you need is a PayPal button and a website. You guys, I started this just this year. I sat on my website for 2 years just keeping it around as a portfolio. This year was the year that I put a PayPal button on it and I created some products that I could sell. And these ones they can be anywhere from low cost, like the printables I have for $2.99, or they can be up to high cost courses and you can have membership login. So it just depends on the amount of time and materials that you are going to develop for digital products and services for your audience. But it allows you to have that second source of income, and it all just goes through a PayPal or a Stripe account. Fifth, the reason that a website is important is because it is, like I said at the beginning of this, it's not just that cute, fancy little thing that you have that nobody else does, right? It's something that is expected of you in 2019. So if you haven't yet, you need to get on board. Now, I know you may have some objections and you might be like, okay, Molly, but I don't know what to put on it. You guys, it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. And there are so many resources out there to help you with it, okay? So if your objection is that you don't know what to include, you can go out there and Google it, or you can read a book, or you can work with a professional to help you, right? So some of my favorite things to put on websites are going to be an about story for your business, because that's where people connect with you. So you tell a little bit about you, your history, your experience, how your business got started, why your business got started, and who it is that you help. That's what's going to connect with your audience. So that's something you should have on there. You should have your services on there. You should have photos of those services or videos of those services, or if you are product based, you should have pictures and photos of your product so that people can research it, they can look it up, and then you have to have a contact or a purchasing method so that they can buy or purchase that product or service from you. So those are 3 big things. You're about, so you can build up that know, like, trust. You want to have services or products page so you can show what it is that you actually do and sell. And then you need to have the ability for your followers to purchase from you, whether that's like just your contact information or a link to schedule a meeting with you, or it's actually that PayPal button where they can make a purchase. So those are the 3 things that you need to do for sure on your website. Now, you can make it even fancier and fleshed out even more if you want to add something like a blog, or you want to add something like a course, or you want to add something like testimonials or case studies of people who started one way, but then after working with you, their whole business or their whole life was revitalized and revamped. So your website can be more in depth if you want it to be, but you can also keep it super simple. So your next objection might be like, Molly, I am not techie enough to build a website. You guys, there are so many people who know how to build websites, and they are looking for people like you to work with, okay? So find somebody to build it for you, because you're either going to invest time or you're going to invest money in your website build. So you need to be the person who decides, is this something I want to outsource and have someone build for me that I'm willing to pay for? Or is it something that I really don't have the budget for right now, so I'm going to invest my time in figuring it out myself? You're going to invest something. So if you are looking to invest money to have somebody do it for you, you can find somebody local who is good at it. You can talk to your local high school or your local community college. They probably have classes with kids who are looking for like real life projects like this. Or you can go to your consult like local service providers. There are lots of people who are building businesses around website builds and website design. You can also talk to, like if you have your local small business development center, talk to them. Maybe they can help you out. But that is where you want to go if you're going to invest. And the investment is going to for sure entail purchasing your domain name, which can be cheap or it can be expensive if it's like a really sought after name. And then you'll probably have to purchase something on the platform that you're going to build on. So, and that's before you even pay somebody to actually do the build and design it and invest their time in it. So you're looking at an investment of, if you need something really simple, it can be less than $100. Or if you want something very complex, you're looking at thousands of dollars of investment. So you need to know what you want and then go talk to somebody and then get a good quote. If you decide I don't have the budget for this, then you are looking at an investment of your time. But with investment of your time, you're looking at some really cool website building software that is just like a drag and drop style. So my website over on mollyknuthmedia.com is built on WordPress, and that is pretty simple to drag and drop in. I have recently begun working more in Squarespace, and I know some people who are building sites right now in Squarespace, and Squarespace is another great option. Or if you just want something very simple and you're like, I just want something quick and cheap, go to somewhere like Wix.com or Weebly.com, and those are even more simple to build. So those are some great starts for you, okay? And then just go to Google, and if you can't figure something out for yourself, consult Google or consult the help site of that platform, and then we'll walk you through it, okay? But the big thing is, as you're thinking about what you're going to put on your site, whether you're going to hire somebody to do it for you or whether you're going to do it yourself, you want to go in with a clear objective. What do I want this site to accomplish? What do I want to share on it? And then you need to think about, how do I make it simple enough for people to navigate and find me and do business with me. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. Websites can get super complex, but if you just commit to being clear and sharing your about, your services and products, and getting them in contact with you, you should be good to go. All right, there's a whole lot more we could cover on this topic, and actually we are going to throughout the month of November here on Molly Knuth Media. And then if you want even more in depth, head over to the Molly Knuth Media Social Workers group on Facebook. We're actually starting something new at the end of the month that I'm really excited about. So websites are going to be our theme of November, where you'll talk about, sorry, I've got my content calendar over here. We're going to go more in depth into the pages you need to have, how to write for your website, and then at the end of the month, we're going to talk about SEO and how to get ranked on Google. So be sure to stay in tune for that. Also, today I am so very excited to share with you my interview with my good friend in North Dakota. I call her the North Dakota Molly. Her name is Rebecca Undum. She is a rural business advocate. She is a small town enthusiast, and she has a whole podcast dedicated to how to really build up and love on our small towns and the people who live in them. And so today, she and I had a conversation that she put on her podcast that's all about this topic: why small town small businesses need social media and web presence. So you can head over there. I have the link right here in the text, or it's in the bio of my Instagram account, and you'll be able to hear that interview and that discussion with Rebecca. She is fantastic, and we have talked a few times, and I'm always surprised by how similar we are. It's really crazy. She has a husband who's a farmer. I have a husband who's a farmer. She has kids the same age as I do. She has very similar business goals. It's just crazy, but you will enjoy it, I promise. If you guys have any questions about websites that I can answer for you within Social Workers or later this month in these tutorials, I would be happy to answer them. So just drop the questions you have in the comments here, and I will address them later in the month. But also, just get out there, check out your websites, make sure that they're up to date, functioning correctly, and just make sure that you have a website, guys. Just make sure you have one. Tell your friends to get one. It's really important. Okay, I'm going to cut it off there. The last few have gone long. Today we're going to keep it a little bit shorter. So thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday, and I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic first full week of November. Bye-bye, everybody.